You are not afraid of failing again. What you are afraid of is the verdict that you gave yourself the last time. This is episode 2 of the Toxic 10. And today we are talking about the fear of failure. You see, there was a point in my interpreting career where I was really struggling. Struggling. And it's not because of the sign itself as a sign language interpreter. It was everything around it. You see, I was going to say I was dyslexic. I am still dyslexic. And I didn't really understand what support I actually needed at the time. The support that was available to me didn't quite fit the actual problem I was having at the time, you see. So I spent a lot of my time feeling like I was working twice as hard just to be in the same place, it felt. And I was showing up. I was trying, honestly, my hardest at that time. I was doing everything I knew how to do, right? And I still was feeling like I was somehow behind everyone else. And then something happened that just knocked me out, knocked my confidence completely. And I remember sitting there thinking, maybe this is it. I'm not cut out for this, right? Maybe everyone that said that I couldn't do this was right all along. So what am I still doing here? Maybe I have reached the point where, look, of my capacity, right? And everything I have been trying to avoid is finally true, was what I was saying to myself. And I carried that feeling around for the longer than I needed to. And not the event itself, it was the meaning I gave it. Because you see, in that moment, I didn't just feel disappointed. I made a decision. I decided what that moment was the evidence of for me. And once I had made that decision, oh my goodness, I stopped questioning it. It just got locked in for me, because every challenge after that decision that I made got filtered through that same question. What if this proves that I can't do this? This shows that I'm not capable. That one moment became the lens, became the compass of everything afterwards. And everything after that would pass through that lens first. Every wobble that came was proof, you see? You can't. Every struggle became confirmation, right? Every difficult day became another reason to question whether I belonged. And I want you to notice how specific this gets, because it's not just the big moments, right? It is the small one too. It's those, you see, the hesitation before the sign, right? In my case, that you actually knew, the second guessing of the choices you would normally just make without even thinking, the feeling in your stomach, that drop, like when a client looks at you, like some ways, and then now it's that's it. And it's not because anything actually went wrong in the scenario, but because some part of you has already been waiting for it to, right? We've just been waiting to prove ourselves right. You just didn't have a hard moment. You turned it into confirmation, you see. And 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 we've been standing that trial ever since. Ever since we made that verdict, every single day now became another hearing, another judgment point, another chance for that old verdict to now get reconfirmed. Right? And that's what we tend to do to self. And I really want to be, let's get things clear here, because this isn't just my story. This is not just about me. Because as a coach, I see this constantly as well. check this scenario out. You have two interpreters that have the same exact difficult assignment. Same as that. The exact same piece of feedback was given to both of them. And they walked out, however, with two completely different verdicts. One said, oh, this was hard. I'll learn from it and I'll move on to the next one. And then the other one is saying, oh my goodness, this confirmed I'm not good enough. This confirms that, you see, I just knew it. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this kind of job. I'm not supposed to be here. Same event, by the way, but completely different sentence. Sentence was handed down afterwards. And here's what's interesting. It is rarely about how serious the setback was. It's not about that in most cases. It's about the story we're already sitting underneath it that is waiting for that confirmation, that you've already believed that is true for you somewhere quietly. You've accepted that this is what it is. Now you're just wanting to prove and a confirmation that yes, this is it. So that small stubble, that wobble becomes proof that you needed to show that yes, I see, this is it. So you didn't carry a story. The exact same wobble is just a wobble, nothing more. Let's see it as it is than what is not. And here's what I want us to understand. Fear of failure isn't really about the setback. It's about what you decide that setback meant. The mistake that wasn't the problem, it was the evidence you have built around it now. That's it. Because a setback is just the event. It's what happened and it's over. But the verdict, the meaning you're giving it, follows you and it gets filed away in your subconscious somewhere, in every future moment that gets measured against it. And that is so exhausting, my goodness. Look, I will tell you that for free. Because at some point, you are no longer dealing with the challenge that is in front of you. The thing that you felt was hard in that moment or that setback, you're not longer dealing with that. You're now dealing with every story you've now attached to it. Right? You're not just doing the assignment today, you're also quietly defending yourself against something that had already happened. The months ago, years ago, or a day ago, it's all accumulated, right? And nobody in the room knows you're on trial, even that this is happening to yourself, because all this is happening internally. Just you know that this is what you're doing to self. And what I really want you to think about, what is actually the cost of this. We're not talking a dramatic way, no, in the quiet, everyday way. The cost of the opportunity you don't go for because of this. The part that you've already decided and how it's going to end. You've already decided, oh, this was going to happen. You don't even, that's it. The cost of your presence, because now half of your energy is now given to the moment, monitoring, okay, what's going to happen? How's things going to flow? That instead of just doing the work that is in front of you, you're now on alert. You're now like, you know what else is costing you? Rest. Because even when nothing is currently going wrong, you are bracing yourself. You are on high alert. What might happen? Okay, And honestly, it also cost you the truth because you stop being able to see the situation clearly. And you start seeing them through the verdict you have placed on it instantly. Always go through that lens. Right? So here is the thing that I really want you to sit with and ponder, that you're not on trial. There is no judge, nor is there any jury that is like trying you. It is just you deciding what that moment meant about everything that came after it. That's on you. And if you are the one who gave you the verdict for self, hey, you can also be the one who can dismiss it for self too, because that setback, it's It's yours. You're still carrying it. So it doesn't have to keep ruining your life. Like for every challenge that comes next, unless you let it. Because that's on you now. And I really want you to ask yourself something. If a colleague came to you, right? If somebody new came with you with the same exact situation and told you about the same exact setback, the thing that you've put yourself on trial, right? Would you hand them the same verdict that you've handed yourself? Or would you tell them that, oh man, it was just a hard day? I mean, it just happens to the best of us. Like, can you can you see the gap there? Can you see what's going on? The exact, where that lie is living that we tell ourselves but won't tell someone else. Do we see it? Because you're not afraid of failing again. You're afraid of proving the verdict was right, the one you put on self. But it was never the fact. It was just a story that you believed for so long. And the case was never as solid as it felt. And you know what? You get to reopen it and start today. You get to decide. And if this sounds familiar, go take the free interpreter identity audit. It will be in the description box below. 10 minutes at most, completely free. And it will show you which pattern are showing up the most for you right now. What is it for you? As this is episode 2 of 10, the Toxic 10 series. The rest of the series again will be linked up in the description box below if you want to keep going, if you want to like make sure, okay, what's the next one? Am I in that one too? Or am I see myself? There you go. I am Nene and we do this every single day. Remember that your voice matters and it is your time to use it. Bye for now.